Hello grade 7 learners! Welcome to our Math 7 class for the 4th week of 3rd quarter. And I hope that you are very much excited with our lesson today, which is Basic Constructions of Some Geometric Figures. And at the end of this session, you should be able to use a compass and straight edge or ruler to bisect line segments and angles and construct perpendiculars and parallels. And before we proceed with our discussion, please prepare the following materials. First, pencil or marker or any pen that you have, then ruler, and of course, we have to prepare your compass as well.
Okay, so we will now proceed with the first basic geometric construction, which is to construct a segment which is congruent to a given segment. So in this case, we have here a given line segment DE, and our task is to construct a line segment congruent to this one. So are you ready for our first step? Please get your ruler and your marker or pencil with you. Okay, so for the first step, we have to make use of the ruler or straight edge to draw a line and indicate a point M on the line. I will repeat, using the ruler, we are going to create a line, and then after creating a line, we will mark a point on this line. And you can name any letter, or you can use any letter of the alphabet to name this line, okay? Or the point that we are going to mark here. But for our case, or for my case, I am going to make use. So I'm going, after drawing the line, I have marked here a point. And I am going to name this point M. Okay, so there we go. That is for the first step. And for the second step, we have to set aside now our ruler. Our second step, we will be making use of our compass. Now, for the step 2, you have to fix your compass opening to match the length of the segment DE. Okay, so you have to adjust the opening. You have to adjust the opening of this compass to fit the length of the line segment DE. So you have to place this point on one of the end points, and then the pencil on the other end point, which is point E. Now, after doing that, do not adjust the opening anymore, okay? And then, we will now be proceeding to step 3. Our step 3 is that we will now be dealing with this new line. So you have, for the step 3, we mark on the line the point N with the distance DE from M. So the point, we are going to put the point on point M. Okay. And then after that, you have to create a mark there. So from here, since you have here a point or a line or a mark, we will now be marking here one of the endpoints, which is point N. We will not name it as point N. So there you have it. You already constructed a line segment which is congruent to line segment DE. So this line segment MN is congruent to line segment DE. So that is for the first basic geometric construction. I hope you get it. If you still have questions, you can rewind our video so that you will understand the steps better. Okay, so we're done with the first geometric construction, and we will now be proceeding with the second, which is to construct an angle congruent to a given angle. So as you can see here, we are given angle B. So here is angle B, and our task is to draw an angle which is congruent to this one. So is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So for the first step, we are going to draw a ray. Okay, so we will draw here a ray. So let's say, for example, we have here the end point of the ray, and then we draw a ray. There we go. And we will name the end point as endpoint B prime. Okay, B prime to indicate that this is, or we are referring to an angle, or we are going to create an angle which is congruent to angle B. So after drawing a ray, will you now please get your compass? So to get now, so for step 1, draw an arbitrary arc with center B of the given angle. Then with the same compass setting, redraw the arc with center B. Okay, so all you have to do is to open your compass opening with just an exact amount, and then you have to draw here, put it on the original angle. You have to put it on the original angle, and then you have to draw here an arbitrary line. I hope that you could see here the mark that I have done with the first angle. So there you go. I hope that you can mark it. So with this, or with the same opening, you have to do it also with the ray. Okay, so with this one, you are going to draw. So do not adjust the opening of your angle. Okay, so you have to draw there. You have to draw an arc with the same opening. Remember, I didn't adjust the opening of the compass. So we have here the same opening of the angle. Okay, here we have the same opening, and this one, the same opening. Is that clear? And for the next step, measure the arc between the sides of the original angle. Then mark off this measure on the arc with center B. Okay, so our goal now is that we are now going to move, or to put our compass here, and then adjust it so that the end of our compass will land on the rays, or on the sides of our angle. So as you can see here, both the pencil and the point of the compass landed on the sides of our angle. So do the same. And then after doing that, mark off this measure on the arc with center B prime. Okay, so we are going to put it here with the intersection. Okay, so with this intersection, and then you create a mark again. You have to create a mark again. So there you go. So please take note of the point where I landed the point of my compass. So I put it here. Is that clear? There. And then, so after creating the mark, you have to join the mark to B prime. So as you can see here, we have here the point of intersection, this one. So we have here the intersection of the two marks, and we will now be joining that mark, this mark, and the point B prime. So using the ruler, you have to create or connect the two. So we will now connect the two. Okay, so there you go. So as you can see, we have created an angle which is congruent to this one. As simple as that. I hope that you have followed the instruction carefully. Okay, so that's it for basic geometric construction number 2. Okay, so we have now here basic geometric construction number 3, wherein we will be constructing an angle bisector. When we say angle bisector, that is a line segment or a ray that divides an angle into two equal parts. So as you can see on the figure, we have here an angle B to be exact, and our task is to draw an angle bisector on this, or we have to divide this angle into two equal parts. And how are we going to do it? Please prepare your compass. Okay, so I hope that you have now your compass with you, and let us now start with the first step. For the first step, we are going to locate points C and D on each side of angle B, so that segment or BC is equal to segment BD. So how are we going to do that? That is, you have to place the point of the compass on our vertex. So you put it here. Okay, you put it here in our vertex. And then, after that, you draw an arc passing through the two sides of the angle. Again, draw an arc passing through the two sides of an angle. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that the mark is visible to you. And then after that, you have to draw an arc with center B of any radius. Okay, so there you have it. And then after that, so we have now here point C. You have here point C and point D. Okay, mark the 2 points, and from there, from point C and point D, we will be creating, so in any radius, you can open your compass in any radius. So I hope, or I wish to use this one. Okay, this opening. Ayan. So the tip of the compass will be placed on point C, and then you have to create any mark here, arc. Okay, with the same radius. After that, with the same radius, you will create it, or you will do the same using point D. So you have to create also an arc here, there. So you have now here 2 arcs, this one and this one. And then the first thing that you have to identify here is the intersection. So this is the intersection of the 2 marks that we did. Okay, so with this intersection, we will connect. Okay, you have to place or use your ruler now. You have to connect that point of intersection with the vertex. So making use of your marker or pencil or ball pen or any marker that is available to you, we will be connecting these two. Okay, there, passing through the point of intersection. So now we have here, or you have to point. You can name the point of intersection as E. So point or ray BE is our angle bisector. And that is how we construct an angle bisector using the compass. Is that clear? Okay. Say. Okay, next, we have now the basic geometric construction number 4. Here, for this basic geometric construction, we are going to construct the midpoint and the perpendicular bisector of a segment. So when we say midpoint, that is the center of this line segment. So as we can see, we are given line segment DE, and our task is to construct the midpoint X of MN and perpendicular bisector of DE. So how are we going to do that? Again, please prepare your compass with you. Okay? Compass is essential. So using the center D and radius R, which is more than half of DE, draw two arcs on both sides of DE. Okay, so you have to adjust your compass or the opening of your compass a little bit. Okay, there. So that it is more than half. Just estimate. Its opening is more than the half of this line segment DE. Okay? Okay. So we will now draw. So we are now all set. We are now going to draw an arc using this one. Okay, after drawing an arc using one of the endpoints, we will also do the same using the endpoint E. So here's one. Again, you are going to draw an arc. There you go. So after that, after drawing an arc, you have to connect. So we now have this point of intersections, this one, and we are going to name it as point M. And this one, we are going to name it as point N. And then after that, we will connect these two. Now, we will now connect these two intersections, but at the middle, you also need to draw a line or a point in the middle. So we will now connect line or points M and N, and the point at the middle, this we are going to name it as point X. Okay? So point X is the midpoint. It is the midpoint of our segment DE. However, line segments or this line formed by the connecting intersecting points M and N is what we call the perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector. Okay, so there we have it. That is how we create a midpoint of a line segment and a perpendicular bisector of a line segment. Okay, so how was our first 4 basic construction? I hope that it is easy. Now we will now proceed with the 5th geometric construction, which is to construct a perpendicular to a given line. So as you can see on our figure, we have here a line M which contains the point P. So our task is to create a perpendicular line, a line perpendicular to line M. Okay, so how are we going to do that? This is the first step. Again, you have to prepare with you your compass. And then you have to adjust its opening just exact, okay? Just exact, not to overlap the whole line. So as you can see, I have here an opening which will not exceed to our given line, okay? So with this one, after adjusting your compass, you are now going to draw a circle so that we can identify 2 more points that are located on our line M. So there we have it, just an enough mark to do it. Okay, so since we already have a circle, we can now identify 2 points. So we have here 1 point and another point, and I am going to name this point as point S and this one as point T. Again, our goal is to draw a perpendicular line to line M. Okay, now that we already have an end point or 2 more points on the line, we will now construct, just like what we did a while back, we will now construct an arc. Okay, you have to open the opening of your compass with an exact amount to exceed the middle or the midpoint of segment ST. So I am going to draw again. I am going to draw a line or an arc here using or from point T. Okay, and the next one would be creating a line again this time from point S. From point S. Okay, so there you have it. Yeah. So there, after constructing these 2 points, as you can see, we have here, or we've formed 2 points of intersections, and we are going to name them as point L and point M. And then after that, we will now create a line connecting them. Okay, so there you have it. We already have the perpendicular line LM, which is perpendicular to line ST or line M. Okay, that ends our perpendicular line construction. And for our last basic geometric construction, after creating a perpendicular line, we will now create a parallel line. So as you can see, we have here line K, and we are going to create or construct a parallel line through this line K. Okay? So now, but wait, we have here an arbitrary point, or we are also given a point N there above our line K. So for the first step, you have to draw, or we are going to draw a line through N, or a line that will pass through point N and that will intersect or meet our given line K. So we will just draw, you can just draw a broken line for this one. Okay, so there we have here a broken line, and then after that, after drawing a line, we are going to measure. Using your compass, you adjust the opening of your compass, the tip of which is located on our point N, and then the tip of the pencil should land on line K. So we are going to adjust it with this opening. Okay, so as you can see, the point or the tip is at point N, and the tip of the pencil is located on point or on line K. So do not adjust it anymore. And then for our next task, you are going to make use. Okay, so as you can see, we have here a point of intersection of the line, the drawn line. So I'll just create a point here, which is point S. So from here, I am going to draw a point or a mark. Okay, so I am going to create here a mark. Is that clear? Okay, so there you have it. And then here, okay, a mark here. Create a mark also. And then with the point of intersection, you have to mark it with a point. And then after that, you will create or you will connect these 2 points. I will name it as point L. So after connecting it, as you can see, we have formed or we have drawn a line which is parallel to line K, which is parallel LN. As simple as that.
And as I end this video, always take note that mathematics is not only about improving your computational skills. Drawing and sketching figures are also vital skills, especially in geometry. So these are essential in constructing objects, shapes, and figures. Once again, this is Teacher Kat, and thank you for watching our video lesson for the week. Good luck and God bless!